What's up, y'all? You are listening to For the Artists, a podcast brought to you by Creative and Projects. I'm your host, Melissa Sharee. Of course, I'm excited because I got somebody coming back. Okay, look, we got a returner. Hi, DECARLOS is in the house.
Hey, what's
Now
up? What's up?
say what's up, but let me just refresh. Okay, DECARLOS is the co-host of For the Record. Look at that. See, we kind of like we're on the same vibe. We both got fours going on. You know what I'm saying? He's a new resident to Houston, Texas. Previously, he was in Nashville. We can get the skinny on that. He's one of the 2021 40 under 40. Okay, drop the mic right there. We got to get into that. Recipients. He's currently working on a new compilation album. His previous album, NIRVANA, was released in 2015. So we're just gonna catch up today. We're gonna shoot the shoot. Look at see, I said shoot. See, you see how I did that. Anyway, we're just gonna chop it up, talk all things good and gravy. To Carlos, what's good?
Man, listen, thank you so much for having me on your show again. Everything is love. Everything is good, man. How you been?
You know what? I'm good. I was gonna say I'm hot, but I mean I really can't say that compared to where you're at over in Houston. Because
Hey,
I've
listen.
been to Houston and the struggle is real.
This heat is next level here. I will say that.
Yeah. I had to perform in Houston and yeah, I was
Ooh.
like, I will not be doing this hair. We will be throwing a wig on it. And that's exactly what I did for every show. You ain't gonna catch me out there.
Right, right.
So what prompted the move from Nashville to Houston, if I can ask that?
Of course you can ask. I was in Nashville for a total of 13 years, and I just kind of wanted something different. I've had a friend that lived here in Houston for years. I would always come visit. I always loved the city. I'm like, you know what? I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. And last year it just kind of happened. I was always kind of just like scared to leave because my parents are older, and I was just kind of afraid, just like being that far away from them versus like 2 hours, because it's like 10 now
Mm-hmm.
versus 2 hours in Nashville. And like me having like so many friends, I was just kind of afraid just to kind of like take that leap. But I went ahead and did it. So here we are. And like I said, I'm loving it so far. I'm 8 months in. The heat has not killed me as of yet. I'm still here. So yeah, it's the heat's rough, but it hasn't been as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But it's been pretty rough.
Okay, so you were
Yeah.
thinking about moving for a minute.
Hmm. Yeah.
You just didn't pull the trigger, but you finally did.
Finally did it.
Isn't that crazy how we can be sitting on something, like something will be like in us, kind of like brewing.
Right.
It's an idea. We're just ruminating on it. And
Right.
then it's like we can't let it go. And then eventually finally get to that place where we like, okay, I got enough faith. I got enough, whatever we got to come up with. I'm going to do it. I'm going
Yep.
to do it. But we got to get to that place.
Yeah, the lease was up, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I didn't have a problem really talking to my mom about it. I was like,
Mm,
I'm just gonna tell her and whatever. Me and my dad are like this. And even though I was 2 hours away, he would hop in his car and come to Nashville like randomly, like during the week. So
mm.
I actually took him out to breakfast, and I was like, okay, Dad, I gotta tell you something. Lord, what is it? What's going on? And I finally told him, and he didn't like it, but he understood that, I'm grown, and I can't just like live my life for anyone else. And that goes for anybody.
Mm.
Your parents will go get older, your kids will go get older, your friends, whatever, and they have to eventually just kind of just veer off and do their own thing. So it was time for me to go.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations to you
Thank
for
you. Thank
doing
you so
that.
much.
I love that you did it. I just had a flashback of one time when my friend, I was at this event with my friend, and there was
Hmm.
a zip line for everybody to go on.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was like a baby zip line, but still. And I try to motivate myself. I could do this because I don't like that sensation of like when my stomach drops.
Yeah.
And so, and all the little kids was going up there to get on this little baby zip line, putting the little, harness on and like, wee. And anyway, I got up there and I was like, oh, I can't do it. I was like,
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I was like, I could feel the sensation, even though it wasn't even happening. And I tried all the tricks. I was like, okay, I was like trying to plan for like how I could get on this zip line and like
Hmm.
not feel the stomach dropping feeling. I was like, okay, I'm gonna
Right.
just bend my knees already and I'm gonna have my stomach scrunched up. Or maybe if I sit down on the ledge and I just scooch off. I sat up there for a good probably 45 minutes. And guess what? I didn't do it. And to this day, I wish I would have done it. But,
Yeah.
that's what your story kind of made me. It took me back to that place
Yeah.
because, sometimes we have that, like that angst, that fear
Yeah.
of the unknown, the uncertain, or
Right.
what we think it's going to feel like.
Right.
And then it prevents us from doing something, but not so with you. You did it.
Yeah. Finally, I finally did it because I talked about
Finally
it for
did it.
years. So I finally did it. Yeah.
So what's up with the music now that you're in a new place? I mean, did you already have a network of musicians and people to work with in this new place, or are you starting fresh?
Yeah, it's all fresh. What I'm doing this time is kind of like similar. I've been scouting a lot of social media and reaching out to people. I've already had artists like submit stuff. Like I have an album title, kind of like what I want the album to be about. I've actually reached out to some producers because I'm wanting to do a couple things a little different than I did last time. But yeah, I don't don't really know too many people here, but I do plan on kind of like venturing out and kind of like getting to know like producers and writers here and possibly like going into the studio and just kind of see what we can come up with or whatever. But yeah, I've been getting some really good music coming in from these artists. There's so many talented artists out there that are are not mainstream and they're not really being noticed. They just kind of like put their music on social media and things like that. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for all the underdogs. I love it.
All the underdogs, y'all heard that. So
Yes.
if you're listening, you better reach out to the Carlos because he's gonna put you on.
A
Hey. Okay, so I see you got the beard popping since I last saw you. Okay, beard gang is looking real nice. Okay, I see
Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Listen,
you.
I had surgery on my arm a couple of weeks ago. Well, it's been like a
Oh,
month now. And I normally have a bald head, so I normally shave myself and I can kind of shape my beard up myself, but I actually got a haircut this morning
mm.
because I haven't been able to do it myself, and I normally don't go to the barbershop and get haircuts because I'm able to take care of it myself. So yeah, I wasn't finna get on here looking all raggedy. So thank you for admiring my beard. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you done grew a beard, and you said you finished a project since the last time I spoke. That we spoke.
No, no, started the project.
You
Started
started
the
one.
art at the blah, blah, started the project, which is basically the next album. And I'm looking to put it out sometime in the spring of next year.
Okay.
Other than that, of course, we got the podcast popping for the record with AD and Loso. Shout out to AD, my co-host, who's doing this thing. But yeah, we're still doing the podcast. We're on season 2 now. We actually just started back recording. We took a little break because things got crazy. Like when I first moved here, things were hectic. AD actually just moved also across the country. He moved from DC to Alabama. He's enrolled back in school. He's in the dual
What?
master's program.
Okay.
So it has been insane. We just haven't been able to be on the same page and record and things like that. So now we just recently just started back. So I'm super excited about that because I really did miss recording. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've been up to. Like I said, we're on season 2, and we're just trying to stay in the lane and hopefully AD he's taking a couple weeks off at this time because he's trying to study and get all his ducks in a row. So yeah, I'm just kind of holding it down while he's out.
I love that y'all are not stagnant. You have so much movement,
Yeah,
not just in terms of your artistry,
yeah,
but just, like kind of well-rounded, you have a lot of different things going on with attention to
right,
family, school,
right,
like that's dope. That's what's up.
yeah.
So is that also as a result of kind of things being more open that you guys are moving and shaking so much right now, or
Um,
that's just how it is?
yeah, I just think that's just how it happens to be. Like everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like even if I would have stayed in Nashville, AD was, still going to go ahead and do his whole thing with his, dual master's program. So there was still going to be like some kind of miscommunication there with us because we just weren't on the same page. And when I say we weren't on the same page, it's not a bad thing. Just like our schedules were not in sync at all. Like I had got a new position at my job, then I started another position, and I was in training, and he was taking these classes and trying to work, and we just honestly could not find the time to be like, okay, we're gonna get together and do this. So we really didn't even talk as much as far as on the phone. Like we would text back and forth, but that would be it. Things just really got crazy. So yeah.
Yeah. Um, I was on something. I think it was IG because that's really all
Mm,
that's all I ever go on.
yeah.
But somebody had put up a series of, they weren't really memes. I guess they were quotes,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, you're still an artist if, kind of a series, and it was like, you're still an artist if you work a full-time job to
Right.
support your art. You're still an artist if you, like,
Mm,
all these different things that a lot of times people will somehow in their mind think, well, I'm not really an artist if I have to do these other things, if I have to go to school, if I have to go to work, if I have to. And it's like, I don't know where you got that from,
yeah.
but born an artist, always an artist. Like, it
Right.
doesn't matter what else you have to do in the meantime to keep things moving. Like, you're still an artist.
Anything you are creating makes you an artist. I know several people or several artists, like we're speaking about, whether they're rappers or singers or, play guitar or whatever, like they have that 9 to 5, but they still actually, try to work on the thing that they love, which is, music. So yeah, you're still an artist at the end of the day. And, hopefully, eventually you get to a point to where you can actually stop doing more of the 9 to 5 stuff and start doing more of what you love and actually be compensated for it.
Now, you and AD are not working on this project that you have going on together, are you? That
No,
you're
no, 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 no,
you're
no. Yeah,
doing that by yourself.
yeah. Yeah, this is
Okay.
going to be my second project. Of course, you did bring up Nirvana. That was my first one. So this is going to be the second one. When I did do Nirvana, a lot of people was like, this is something you should come out. You should do one every year. And I kind of thought about that. And I was just like, the I have to have that feeling again. Like I just
Mm.
can't, I don't want to just put out an album of people together just because. Like I just have to have that feeling. I'm the type of person that, I kind of feel like even artists that come out today, like there are certain reasons why artists kind of wait a minute before they put out another album.
Mm.
Because anybody can go in the studio and record 100 songs. Like, okay, well, this is gonna be like my next 5 or 6 albums, and it's kind of like, no, like you have to kind of take time to yourself. Um, Sometimes give the fans what they need, depending on what's going on in the world. Like, the title of the album that I'm doing now is called The Art of Love.
Mm.
And it's kind of centered around like self-care, self-love, things like that. And it's, kind of like I would say like a concept album because that's the concept of the album. So, what I'm saying, I kind of feel like that's one of those things that's going to someone's going to be able to listen to it and get something from it because of what the album is actually about. But again, I just don't want to just throw people together and put on an album because that's just, I don't know, it's garbage to me. I don't know. I love compilation albums, but at the same time I hate them because some artists actually just put them together, just be like, okay, well, this is what I put together and this is what it is. Like I'm gonna give you an example, and this is nothing against nobody, but I kind of feel like that's what DJ Khaled does. He is
Mm.
he releases a lot of compilation albums, and he
Mhm.
has like these high profile people: Jay-Z, Beyonce, Meek Mills, Lil Baby, Drake, like, and that's fine. But like, if you actually listen to the music, it's really not up to par. It's not. It's really just not good. It's just like he just put these people on an album together, and that's what make people go buy it. And I just kind of feel like that's not. No. If with him being such a high profile, I guess artist or a DJ, whatever he is, he should be scouting, and I feel like doing what I'm doing, or doing what
Yeah.
Solange did when she released Saint Heron. You know, she put me on so many artists that
Mm-hmm.
I look back on the album that came out in 2013, like for an example, India Shawn. I was introduced to her on Solange's compilation Saint Heron. And now India Shawn is signed to Epic. She's about to tour. She has an album out, and I'm just like, wow. Like literally you started from the bottom and now you up here. So I love to see that happen. And I kind of feel like that's what he should be using his platform for, instead of just like, well, I got my new song out with Drake on it featuring Lil Baby. It's like, well, okay, like it's like the same people in rotation. If you ask me, it's like it's just very repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that observation. And you know what? That's not even limited to just music. The
Right.
same is true of like the big screen, you
Right.
know. But I think that's unfortunately, how can I articulate this? Because I feel like at a certain point it becomes about money. You know
Right.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
so the names that are known, the names that are going to draw people, the name, you know, if they figure it's going to make money, then they're going to do it.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's just what it
I
is.
won't try to beat that dead horse, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, but
Yeah,
I
I
love what
get
you're
you. I
trying to
get you.
do. So how many do you have like a target number of artists that you want to have on this next compilation project that you're doing?
No, I would just say this. I'm one of those type of people that I don't really like really lengthy albums. So I would say I'm cool with like maybe 19 total tracks, but how I'm breaking this one down is I'm gonna have it in sections. So there's gonna be like more interludes on this one.
Okay.
Maybe like an intro, outro, things like that. So as far as like artists with music, I would say maybe 12 to 14
Okay.
on that. Maybe
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
And I think I remember was it couldn't have been on Nirvana, but there was something that you threw out. I think it was you. It was like a call for artists. You were looking for artists. I mean, you do that pretty regularly, where
Mm-hmm.
you try to recruit
Yeah,
using your social
and
media.
yeah, I've been posting and just kind of like tagging people and tagging the people, especially that was like on Nirvana, telling them like, hey, tell your other friends who are writing or whatever, singing, rapping, tell them hey, submit music. Like I said, I've been having a lot of submissions coming in, so and actually some really really good music. So it's gonna be hard when the time comes for me to actually start selecting, because like now it's like I kind of have in my mind, I'm like, okay, this person is definitely going to do it. This person is definitely going to be there. But when the time comes, unfortunately, that kind of changes because I've gotten so much more. So I'm kind of excited. With Nirvana, I think it was over 90 submissions, I
Wow.
think, and that's a lot. So yeah, I'm super excited, but I don't want to get too excited like I was with Nirvana, because I don't want to get my hopes up and have an artist that I really, really want on the album not be on there because maybe they didn't fit what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of the submissions that you don't choose for the project, do you set them aside and like, oh, maybe I can use this on a future project, or you just completely start with an empty palette, clean, and it's like, okay, that's what's done, that's in the past, and we
Mm.
through with those submissions.
Yeah, I just kind of what I did last time is just kind of reach out to the artist and just let them know that I went another route, basically. With this one, I didn't go back at all.
Okay.
I did not go back at all. I just kind of like started just very, very fresh. So we're gonna say I know there's a couple of artists that was on Nirvana that I definitely want on this project, and I've been kind of talking to them. So I'm excited about them, work with them again, and of course excited about the new people as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now listen, I want to know because you
I
said
wanna
that you
know.
said I want to know. Okay, you said that you gotta have that feeling. Ow! Because anyway, you said you gotta have that feeling. You had a feeling with Nirvana, so you obviously had a feeling before you started this project, The Art of Love. So can you tell me a little bit more about that feeling and I guess the inspiration? I mean, I know you said it's like self-love, self-care, but there's
Mhm.
obviously got to be a layer underneath that. I mean, you didn't just be like, "Oh yeah, self-love." I mean, there's got to be a
Yeah.
reason why you had a feeling around all that. So do tell, please.
Okay. So I know the last time that I was on, I told you about like the downtime that I would have after we were done with season one. I
Mhm.
was doing this thing in 2020 and 2021 to where I would go live on Instagram and do like this self-care Sunday. Just kind of bring on someone and we would just basically talk about different self-care routines. We would just like get deep off into like relationships and religion and just all different types of things. And
Mm.
self-care, I feel like over the past couple of years has really, really been a huge topic, especially, during the pandemic and people people's relationships and their families and jobs, everything was just kind of just crazy. So self-care was just like a really, really big thing when people, I kind of feel like, I know me personally, took more time to basically just make sure that I was good. And loved on myself more, loved on my people more, things like that. So I was like, I want to do a project. So instead of me actually doing that, I kind of sat on it for a minute, and then I just again just decided like, okay, this is the next thing. This is what I want to do. When I got the award in Nashville for the 40 under 40, someone asked me like, when are you gonna do another project?
Mm.
And I was like, okay, there it is. That's it. I'm gonna do it. Don't know when it's gonna come out. I didn't know then, but I was like, that's it. I'm gonna do it. Like it's time to do it. Like I've had this idea in my head, and what I need to do now is just go ahead and jump on it. So that's what I decided to do.
Okay. And you are you working out of home or what? You got a studio you go to over in Houston?
No, no, no. I haven't. Like I said, I haven't met anybody at all yet. So yeah, there's nothing. Everything is just right here. Yeah.
Eight
But like I
months
said,
in.
I do want to, yeah, 8 months in, yeah. I do want to like I said, when I get to meeting producers and things like that, I want to basically be able to just kind of go in and just spend time there and just kind of like put my all in and just basically just focus on that. Met a really, really cool producer when I was in Nashville. He actually mixed and mastered Nirvana, and he had worked with like Taylor Swift and John Legend and Brandy, like so many people. So me and him had like a really, really good relationship. Got a connection there while I was in Nashville. So I would love to go back to Nashville and work with him, but I think since I'm in a new area and this is kind of like a new time, new journey, new album. So it's time to kind of just maybe see what I can find out here. Yeah.
Okay, I see you fully committed to
Yeah,
H
man.
Town.
H time.
Nice. All right, all right. Shoot, I had a question that was brewing and I just lost it, but I'm pretty sure that it will come back. But anywho, all
You
right.
know what?
So
You over there glowing. You glowing.
for
Did you
real,
know that? You are glowing.
is it the makeup?
No, it's not your makeup.
Okay, I'll take
Your
it.
makeup looks good. Glowing is a good thing.
Yeah,
You just have
thank
like
you.
this glow about you today. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm here.
Yes, maybe that's it. But I appreciate it. I mean, shoot, I want to get my glow on.
Get your glow on. Get your glow
Radiate.
on.
We got to radiate out here. Oh, I just remember what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you about
Okay.
40 under 40
Okay.
because that's pretty dope. First of all, did somebody like nominate you? I mean, how did that transpire?
Yeah, so they have it every year and people, go out and they nominate for people. And yeah, I was actually out Ubering one day and one of my friends from back home, shout out to Mayfield, she sent me a DM on Instagram and she was like, congratulations. I'm like, for what? What are you talking about? And I happened to like pull over to get a passenger and I looked and I was like, what is this? And seeing my name and I was like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, it was truly an honor and I was thankful for it. And I was in Nashville for 13 years and kind of, did the stuff with music and hosting events and parties and some charity stuff and stuff like this. So I do appreciate them for recognizing me, and shout out to the class of 2021, everyone who was nominated for an award. That was it was a really, really special night. It was fun too.
That sounds special. First of all, it wasn't on your radar. You were
Right.
completely surprised by it.
Yes.
Um, I just there's something about when you're moving in a lane, doing something that you're passionate about, that you love, and
Yes.
really your only intention is to share that passion and that love. It's you're not out there trying to get a bunch of accolades or anything like that.
Right.
But then when an acknowledgement comes, it's kind of like, oh, whoa, like, wow, it makes you like pause for a moment and just does something for you.
I kind of had a moment when I found out to where I was like, do I really deserve this? And I hate to be like that, because and I was like that when I came out with NIRVANA. I had like an album release party.
Mm-hmm.
And they were honoring different people in Nashville. And my name was on the list for the party. And there was like people that were honoring. There was like doctors and lawyers and the judge and the mayor was there. And I'm just like, me. I'm just like, I can't even compete with these people. Like, I'm nowhere on the on their level. And I kind of felt the same about being nominated for the award. But again, I'm thankful for it. For anything I'm recognized for, I'm thankful. And yeah.
DeCarlos, I love that you shared that. Okay, you know why? Because vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
You just keep taking me back. Okay, you just keep taking me back to different things. There was a time when the organization got recognized for something. Well, I mean, they're recognizing me and the organization. And when I found out they were recognizing us for something, I had anxiety for like the whole, like leading up to it. And
Wow.
then once I got there, I felt like I shouldn't even be in the room. I don't know if you had that feeling. I mean, it kind of sounds like it. That's why it's taking me
Yeah.
back. And I was crying, and people probably thought I was crying because I was overjoyed. But I feel like deep down I was crying because I was like, oh, Lord, why are they recognizing me? Like, I haven't even done it nearly as much as I want to do or feel like I should do. And I just felt like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it was definitely that same feeling. There are so many people that I could just name off the top in Nashville that could have been nominated on that same list that hadn't been before. So like I said, for them to recognize me and for people to nominate me, huge honor. Again, I'm thankful. Like, it was really like a moment, and it was kind of bittersweet because the ceremony was December 4th of last year, and I left December 28th. So it was kind of like my send off, kind of. Yeah.
Your send off to let you know
Yeah.
that a new season was coming. You was about to
New
level up.
season.
You was going to
New
the next,
season.
you know? But like you said, everything happens for a reason. So there's a
Yes.
reason that you were recognized.
Right. And like I said, I'm super thankful for it.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Okay, so you know what? You reminded me of something about today, about today's date. Oh, you can't hear me?
No, I'm joking.
You know what? I'm gonna come over there right now.
You can come over.
No, but seriously, it's the anniversary. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, of course. Hey, y'all see who on my shirt, don't you?
I see it now.
You already know,
Yes, I'm
yeah.
glad you lifted it up.
Oh yeah, 21 years, yeah. Leah, that was like, she was incredible, for
Yeah,
real. Incredible
and
talent. And that woman's been gone 21 years. It's crazy to even
to
sit
even
here and
think
say that,
that.
because I was 18 years old. I was a kid
Mm,
when she died. I just told my age, but I'm still a young tenderoni for all the people watching. You
yes, you
know.
are.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But
Hashtag
yeah.
facts, facts. So wait, so you were 18, but she was only, some years older. Oh, she was in her 20s. How old was she when she
22.
passed? 22.
22. Yeah.
Y'all could have dated. You were so close in age.
Man, listen, don't say that.
Go
Oh
on. Okay, we won't sidestep. Look, save that for that compilation album.
no. Man, that was yeah. That was like the hugest crush. There are two women I will say in my teenage years that I had a crush on. The
Okay.
first one might shock you,
Who is
but
it?
the first one is Madonna. I used to love
Oh,
Madonna. She's
okay,
just so
okay.
overly. I feel like Madonna is, well, she still is. She's overly sexy, but it's so natural that it's just not, it's just, and it's kind of like her just being herself. And then Aaliyah was just cool, calm, street but sweet, like they used to say. Beautiful voice, just beautiful everything. So yeah, man, that was my crush back in the day.
Wow. Okay, Madonna and
Yeah.
Aaliyah. So
Oh
very
yeah.
different. Speaks to different parts of your
Very different.
personality and all of who you are.
But I will say this.
Mm,
So now in my more tenure days, I would say that Rihanna is one of them. But I feel like
mm.
Rihanna is kind of like the Black Madonna. So I kind of feel like if you could see, if you could kind of see why I like Rihanna, and you look at Madonna, you be like, okay, I kind of see where you're. Well, I kind of see what you have there. They just have like this natural sexy going on about them, and this
So
kind of like I
base
don't give a fuck in the attitude.
so basically what Rihanna did for you was she took the both of them and she just it's like the
On
two
the
of them
low,
combined
on
in
the
one.
low, on the low. I can't say that. I can't say that because she has like this. She has this thing about it. Everybody kind of. Well, I'm going to call everybody, but some people have this thing, and Aaliyah definitely had the thing, but Rihanna also has it. I won't say Madonna had it, but
Hmm.
Rihanna and Aaliyah definitely have it. Yeah, I will say
Okay.
that.
Did you think that Sade had it?
Sade most definitely had it. You know what's crazy?
Mm.
So Sade and Aaliyah have the same birthday. My
What? I didn't know
yes,
that.
Sade and Aaliyah have the same birthday. My dad's crush is Sade. I grew up on Sade.
Okay.
So
Love
that's
me
like
some
my
Sade.
dad's favorite female artist of all time. Like Aaliyah's like my favorite female artist of all time.
Hmm.
That's what Sade is to my dad.
Okay.
Every time I hear anything Sade, I immediately go to my dad. He loves Sade. He loves
Yeah.
Sade. So I just kind of thought that was crazy that, and I didn't find this out. I think that they had the same birthday 2 years after. But I just kind of thought that was cool. Like that was like his girlfriend in his head, and Aaliyah was my girlfriend in my head. And they're both two beautiful women. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, I looked up some information. No, I don't ask what I usually don't pre-script questions, but I did look up
Okay.
some information because I knew you was coming on, and
You know I was coming.
I knew it was the anniversary of Aaliyah's death.
Okay.
So I was thinking about, and I'm not trying to get dark and twisted, okay? But I
Okay.
was
Okay.
thinking about just like death, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's like because normally when an artist, or even it doesn't even have to be an artist, but when somebody dies that we're either close to or we know or we're fond of or whatever, even if we
Mm-hmm.
don't know them, there's just something about death that automatically takes you to a place
Mm-hmm.
of reflection and pause and contemplation. So when you remember her, you were 18 and you remember when you found out that she died.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And
Remember like it was yesterday.
besides the fact that, she was your crush and she had all that in a bag of chips, okay? Was there anything else that stirred in you that shook you when she died that young that made you pause and reflect and be like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things I would say that kind of stood out the most was her ability to take risk.
hmm,
Back then, a lot of artists weren't taking risks. They were just kind of like, skating on through, doing the thing or whatever. She was one of those people who took risks. I kind of like that whole camp did. Missy Elliott, she was doing videos that came out in the 90s that even now are still ahead of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah's song One in a Million came out in what, 96, 97. You hear it on the radio now, you can still say, hey, did that song come out yesterday? Like, it was still so fresh and new. So for me, with her dying that young, I kind of feel like everyone was robbed. Anyone that was a fan, not only were you robbed of her, but just of what she had to come. That's one thing I really love about different artists is, being able to kind of like go there and kind of like take their risk and kind of like do the things that people really aren't doing and not really being afraid to do it. That's what I look for in a lot of artists now that I listen to. I like the artists that kind of like push the envelope. Like, I'm a really big fan of I say Solange, of course. You do know that, with Solange like coming out with that compilation album, or like her last album she came out with was a complete homage to Houston, the city that she grew up in. If you listen to it, and if you're familiar with the Houston culture and the Houston sound, you can kind of hear it like within an album. Like, people really don't do stuff like that. Again, a lot of people just kind of like put out music just to say that they, kind of like put different stuff out. So that was just an example of like different people now that are kind of like doing the thing to just kind of like stay relevant, but still walk in their own line, walk down their own path. That's one thing that I really feel like is very, very important. And there's several people out here that are kind of like doing it, and shouts out to them for real.
Yeah. I don't know. I came across this article that was talking about death and the link to creativity. And basically, it's like there's two different types of, how do you say it? It's like based on what camp you fall in as it relates to death, because there is a heightened awareness of death right now, especially with like the pandemic and everything that happened. I know even for me, it's like, while I wasn't necessarily, was I afraid to die? Like, I gotta ask it out loud. But I don't know, but I was like, it's like constantly in your face. So you're like constantly thinking about it. It's like, I know we all know we're going to die. But because of everything that was happening during the pandemic, it's like you were literally thinking about it like every day, like in your face. And so this article that I came across was talking about how when it comes to death, we either have a death awareness or we have a death anxiety. And the death anxiety is tied to our emotion, and the death awareness is tied to our mind and reflection. And the increase in creativity comes when we stay in a place of awareness versus being in a place of anxiety. And it makes so much sense, because if we have an awareness of the fact that, hey, I don't know how much time I have, but in the time that I do have, I'm going to have a sense of urgency to get what I want to get done and what I need to get done.
And I'm going to kill it.
Yeah, it's like the creativity will just continue to like bubble up.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Anxiety keeps us from doing so much. So much. I really didn't. I'm not going to say I didn't think anxiety was a thing until, I'm not going to say that I didn't think it was a thing. I just wasn't really keen on anxiety until I started having anxiety issues myself. It's very real. And like we're talking about now, like it's one of those things, like it will keep you from doing so much. A few years back, I was in the hospital, had been sick and had some issues. And when I got out, I was off work for a couple of months. So I kind of like got like in a little deep depression. And I would kind of like wake up in the morning and sit on side my bed all day. I would play music, but just sit in one spot every day. Just did it for weeks because I just kind of felt like I could not do anything. I knew I could, but again, in my mind, it's like, nah, you finna chill today. You just gonna sit here today. And I did it, and I got nothing accomplished. So it's very real. So everything that you said about that, yeah, you hit it you hit the nail with the hammer or whatever it is. You hit it on the nail head or whatever they say.
What is it? Hit the hammer on the nail? Whatever. Yeah. We know what we talking about.
But yeah,
y'all know what we mean.
Absolutely correct. It makes so much sense, man. Anxiety is real. So yeah.
But how did you get out of that with the anxiety? Your family?
No, I just kind of knew It's one of those things, and this is completely random. When you take edibles,
Mm-hmm.
they have like the THC and the CBD edibles. So the CBD is one of those edibles that you take that has more control over your body than your mind.
Mm-hmm.
THC is more of your mind. So I guess I hate edibles, by the way. About a few months ago, I took a CBD edible and my whole body just shut down. Like I was trying to text, like I couldn't. But in my mind,
Whoa.
I'm like, Carlos, you good. Like, you're good. Just do it. Just do what you need to do. It was like I was fighting, going back and forth. It's kind of like one of those things, like when I was going through that, like it's like my body had just like shut down and told me that I couldn't do anything. But in my mind, I was like, yes, you can, you can, you can, you can. And it just eventually one day I was like, okay, I need to get up. I have to do this. Of course, clothes need washing. I have to eat. I need to cook. Like I just need to do these little different things. And as I started like doing stuff, I just kind of like got out of it.
Okay, so that's interesting. I mean, first of all, I learned something new every day. I didn't know the difference between those two things, CBD, whatever, THC,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, there's yeah.
but it's like, and I mean, in simple terms, what you just there was a disconnection between
Yeah.
the mind and
And the
the
body.
physical body
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But eventually, they reconnected.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have
So,
to sometimes you can have too much time on your hands and overthink. And then
mm-hmm.
sometimes during that same time, you don't think enough. And it's like again, I knew that I needed to get up and do these different things, but I just my body wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
So but glad I got out of that situation because that was a very, very rough time. But that was just an example of kind of how it works. I know the whole things with the CBD and the THC that was absolutely random, but it's kind of like that's kind of how it was. You know what I'm saying? I knew that in my mind, I knew exactly what was going on. I just had to basically make myself kind of like wake that part of my brain up, like, okay, we're not doing this today. We're gonna go ahead and get this business taken care of. But even then, like I played my music. That's one thing I did do. My music played. My music was blasting.
You know what? Music seriously is therapy.
It is, yeah.
I mean, it is. I constantly am playing my music.
Absolutely.
You know,
It's a must.
it's a must. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think that music is so important because you've heard the phrase of setting the atmosphere.
Right.
It's like the music that we choose to play. It does set the atmosphere for where we are.
Right.
Not even just where we are, but it sets the atmosphere with our mind. It sets our atmosphere with the soul. So I think that's also another reason why it's really important to pay attention to what we are listening to, what we choose to listen to, because we want to put ourselves in the right environments or in the right atmospheres for whatever it is that we need to do.
Yeah. Especially whatever you have going today, you have to make sure that you're in the right mindset. And then some songs that you listen to, saying that in the same breath, some songs you listen to, they're meant to be uplifting songs, but they can kind of get on your nerves and kind of take you to a place where you don't want to go. Like, I love Happy by Pharrell, but I know some people that hate that song, and it just makes them really, really angry. I'm just kind of like, the song's happy, like it's supposed to make you excited, but some people can't stand it. So,
you know what? I think in their defense, Happy it's been like played. Okay,
yeah,
it's played too much.
it was. I agree.
It's like,
It
oh
was.
gosh,
It was played a
Happy
lot.
again. But we took a break, so now if it comes back on, I mean, they should be cool.
Yeah.
We were oversaturated with Happy.
I feel the same way about Girl on Fire, Alicia Keys.
This girl is on fire.
On my job, we would have morning meetings and they will play it at the morning, like at 7 a.m. Like, why are we listening to this? She's literally screaming, like, why are you playing this? And it would just piss me off. So I would have like an attitude for like the first 2 hours. And I'm like, okay, I'm good now. But I couldn't stand it. So
That was your work hype song, okay?
Oh my God, it was
And it
terrible.
was not working for you. You know what? Like this messy bun is not working for me. I tried to do this messy chopstick bun, and now I'm like over it. But
I
whatever.
told you your hair looks really nice. It looks nice
Thank
like
you,
that.
but it's bothering me, kind of like the happy song and the girl is on fire song. But anyway, wow. All right, so dang. So I'm like, what else, DeCarlos, are you working on?
That's
That's your
really it. Like
that's
the
your main
album is
thing.
really like my main thing.
Mhm.
Well, I don't want to say that's it. Like, of course, we have the podcast, which is that's our baby. Like, that's not going anywhere. Of course, we're doing that. We had started cutting the episodes back and doing it like every 2 weeks, but I think now we're going forward. We're going to do weekly again. So I always look forward to doing the podcast. And then the album. So of course, and then I'm kind of healing up more from my surgery that I had. So I haven't been out in about a month. So I'm kind of ready to kick it. Labor Day next weekend. So I'm gonna be out in these streets.
Oh, you about to be on these. You know, I can't believe that Labor Day is literally next weekend.
Yeah,
Like for real, it's September in a
yeah.
few days.
Time is flying.
I mean, literally, kid, should I just tell you Merry Christmas now? Because I mean, like for real, that's how quickly time is flying.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
is. It's
gosh.
literally going by so fast. So yeah, I'm trying to just kind of focus on the album because I don't want time to just get away and nothing get done. So that's gonna be like my main thing. The podcast, that's just kind of like I can wake up and just cut the mic on and start recording. That just be simple as that. But with the album, it's gonna take a lot of focus and stuff like that. So, and I've been working on a lot of stuff since I've been off. So I kind of got everything kind of organized how I wanted to look as far as like a format or whatever. So once I get it down cracking, I do have to find someone. If there are any listeners out there, if you know a graphic designer, send them my way because I have to have an album cover.
Mm.
I have to have an album cover. That's going to be very important. Album cover set the tone for an album. If you didn't know that, I'm telling you that now. An album cover sets the tone. Any type of graphics. I was looking on Twitter last night, and it's funny. We're talking about this because they were talking about ugly album covers, and I hate. I know that's so random, but I hate ugly album covers. I was like, oh my God, like this is really a thing. I kind of feel like your album cover this is what we see before we really even listen to the project. Now,
Hmm.
of course, it doesn't mean like, okay, if you have a beautiful album cover, your album's is gonna be music. I mean, gonna be beautiful. No, that's not what that means. But at least you kind of set the tone, and you presented something that looks nice. You know, so yeah, album covers are everything. The album artwork is everything.
So if somebody's listening, they're a graphic designer, how should they hit you up? I mean,
You can follow me on Instagram uh, at loso_decar, and that's DECAR. You can follow me on Twitter at Living Good Loso, and that's LIVINGOODLOSO. Just hit me up, man.
LOSO.
Follow me, man. And
Okay.
let me know, like I said, and that's the same for the artists. Any artists that are listening to this, I know you guys have a lot of artists to come on here. Any artists listening to this, reach out. Let me know what's up. If you want to be a part of the art of love, I feel like it's going to be I'm not gonna say I feel like it's going to be one of the best things that come out in 2023. And I'm ready for all of these.
Yes.
I'm ready for all these people to hear the underdog. Shout out to the underdogs. Let me give a couple of shout outs. First of all,
Shout it out.
I got to shout out to the people that were on Nirvana. I want to shout out all those artists. I know one, Rob Milton. He actually just wrote Monica's latest single
Oh shoot.
with Ty Dolla $ign. So he was on Nirvana, man. That is huge.
You
Super
really out
proud
there
of her,
finding
man.
folks.
Super
Mhm.
proud of him, man. Even an artist, Dixon. Dixon is now signed to Rock Nation. He actually submitted a song to go on Nirvana. And he was one of those people, unfortunately, that didn't make it. But I mean, shit, he's made it now. I mean, he's doing this
He's
thing.
skipping NIRVANA and went right to Get Time.
Hey, listen, he has a new single out with 7th Streeter called Cherry Sorbet. If you ever heard it, check it out. It's like a really, really good summer bop. He has an album ready to come out. He actually was on he wrote 2 songs on Beyonce's latest album. Virgo's Groove and Pure Honey. He wrote those, and then he wrote the song that she did, I think it was called Be Alive, on the King Richard soundtrack. So I wrote that. Incredible songwriter. Shout out to Joy Conway, Brick Liam, Ivy, again, Rob Milton, Nick Hendricks, everybody that was on NIRVANA, man. Like I said, I love indie artists. I feel like there's a place for you guys out there. I feel like you guys need to be heard. And the people that are listening, like I said, if you want to be a part of the project, hit me up. If you just want me to hear your music, hit me up. Like, I love music, and I will give you my honest opinion. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. I'm not going to be mean about it, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm really not feeling this. But one thing I feel like artists need to know is everyone's not going to like your music. It's just point blank. Do not get discouraged because people don't like it. That's just what it is. Everybody's not going to like it. If you want to get like with a producer or a writer and they give you some pointers, just kind of like take the pointers they're giving, but don't feel discouraged if no one likes your music. Because again, like, there's some songs that my favorite artists might put out and I may just not be feeling it. And it's just what it is,
Yes, that's some great nuggets. Okay, you giving nuggets right there. It's just like ice cream. Everybody, we all have different tastes. You know what I mean? Please don't bring me a vanilla because I don't want that. That's boring.
Super boring.
I need stuff in my ice cream.
What kind of ice cream you want?
I need goo gobs in my ice cream. I need like chocolate and nuts and like crunchy thing. Like I like texture, like all that. Okay. I like to mix crazy flavors. I mean, I like cookies and cream, but like, can we throw something in there too? Like, cause that's kind of plain. Yeah, we need a little something extra, Cause let me tell you what I just did, DeCarlos. This is kind of getting off, but I mean, we brought it up. So we went to this 21 Choices. It's like a froyo place, okay? And it's kind of like Cold Stone because they mix the stuff in. Yeah. Well, they had some signature frozen yogurt that was already pre-mixed with stuff. Yeah. And they had this one called the Cookie Monster. And it had like chocolate chip cookies, Oreo cookies, like all these different cookies, right? Okay. Now, for your average person, that would probably be enough. They'd be like, it's got all the stuff in there. Yes, just give me that. Yeah. But no, here I come. And I'm like, I want to add. they had another mix in on the board that said couch potato. And in couch potato, there's Lay's potato chips. There's cookie dough, caramel, and sea salt. And so basically I took those mix-ins and put them with the Cookie Monster. And you know what? I was #doing too much. It was too much. Like I couldn't, normally I'm good. Like I finish all my dessert, but I was like, oh gosh, it was a struggle to finish that. And I will not do that again.
It's giving #poop emoji. Yeah. That's all I can think of. Like big old poop emoji. Yeah, you lost me at Lay's potato chips.
Now listen, I don't normally do that. That was my free day, you know, and I was really wanting to do something extra, and I sure did do it, and I ain't ever doing that again.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But back to my point about what you said. Everybody's not gonna like your music, and everybody's not gonna mix. Right. They're not gonna like that.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Oh wow. DeCarlos, how many episodes are you guys on?
Right now, like I said, we started season 2 earlier this year. We're just at episode 8. But we took a break. We should be a lot further than that, but yeah, we took a break. So we're just at episode 8 right now.
Listen, you know what? People don't understand. It's more than a notion to keep this content going every single week.
Yeah, it is.
I missed a few weeks in there myself. I was like, all right, y'all, I'm back. I know I've been gone for a minute, but but
and I look forward to having you on in a few weeks like we discussed earlier. So we'll chop it up and let you know, what we're gonna do. But I'm excited about, of course, returning the favor. Thank you so much for having us then, having me now. Really appreciate it. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
I love
always
it.
a good time.
Next time I come to Houston, I'll have to look you up. I said I was gonna look you up in Nashville, but you gone now.
I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. And you're in LA, right?
Mm-hmm. I am.
You know what? I was
I'll
in
be in
LA
Tulsa.
last year.
You were?
Last September, yeah.
For how long? Had you already been on the podcast?
I had.
And I didn't get you didn't even hit me up?
I just thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, you in LA, right? Because I remember on the last podcast, you was like, we're on the West Coast. And I just thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, she in LA, so yeah.
Look, you telling on yourself.
I was there last September. I was there.
Don't you do that again. That's like, when you family.
So next time when I come, we're going to the ice cream place, but we're not going to do the
monster with the couch. Yeah, we're not doing all that.
No, we ain't doing all that.
Yeah, because we
Cheetos and chocolate and
all that. We can't. But because we family now, when family comes to town, you gotta tell people.
Okay.
Unless there's a problem.
What you cooking? What's going on? Yeah, that's what
I do cook now, but I've been doing the animal based, so
okay.
I don't know if you like that, but whatever. You was like, no. Anywho, I will be in Tulsa, but that's not gonna be close to you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What's going on in Tulsa? Then I'm asking.
I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing.
You're going to sing, put them vocals to use. Okay, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know how to do it.
How to do it. We'll be over there by Black Wall Street, Greenwood Cultural Center.
Cool.
So, anywho, all right. Well, shoot. I guess we better wrap it up, huh?
Wrap it on up.
Wrap it on up. Because what time is it there? 7?
Yeah, 6. No, 6 here.
Okay, it's dinner time.
Yeah. So we're central time.
So it's only 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't gotta feel bad about keeping you. All right. So if people want to find you, they need to go to your IG. They need to go to your Twitter. And I'm sure I might have you on again. Maybe the next time it'll be in person.
Hey, that would be dope. Yeah. That would be dope. Hopefully, next time it'll be me and AD come back again. AD really hates that he's missing and he does say hello. When I told him I was gonna be on here. So yeah, again, we appreciate the love last time. We got a lot of love last time. Everybody really enjoyed the episode. We were on with you in seats. And yeah, man, that was really dope. It was really, the conversation was really good. I think that was the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I appreciate y'all coming. I appreciate you coming back on. You have to tell AD I send my love.
I most definitely will.
All right. So dang y'all. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Man, you've been listening to For the Artists, a podcast brought to you by Creative M Projects. I've been your host, Melissa Sharee, speaking with DECARLOS for the second time. Y'all stay tuned to what he's doing because he is more than a vibe. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, more than a vibe. And I'm looking forward to the compilation that you're going to be putting out because it's going to be all love. No pun intended.
And, if you're not busy and you want to listen to some artists that you haven't heard of before, again, I did release NIRVANA in 2015. NIRVANA, go check it out. Noise Trade and Bandcamp. Under Loso _Dakar.
Say that one more time. Say that one time. Where they can check out NIRVANA.
Bandcamp and Noise Trade.
Okay.
Under Loso _Dakar.
Loso _Dakar. And you know what? I'll put that in the description too, so people can also read it. Absolutely. Appreciate it. All right, DECARLOS. Much love. Thank you so much. Heal up with that arm.
Thank you. So I'm getting a little better. It's healing on up. It's healing on up. Yeah. All
right, good. Good. All right. So y'all, until next week, y'all already know what it is. I want you to keep creating from the inside out. Peace.
All right. Peace out.